Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be breaking down 3 theme parks that I have visited so far. Six Flags Fiesta Texas in San Antonio, Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington, and then Frontier City in Oklahoma City. So I've got thoughts, I've got opinions, and I've got receipts, literally, because I'm going to show you how I ate for 4 days at theme parks for basically free. So let's get into it. So first up, Fiesta Texas versus Six Flags Over Texas. Are they basically twins? Honestly, yes. These two parks feel very interchangeable. They each have their own rides, but the overall vibe is pretty similar. So for the rides, Fiesta Texas has the Rattler, which is a wooden coaster that has been upgraded with steel for a smoother ride. And Six Flags Over Texas has the Texas Giant, which is basically the same concept. Both parks have Pandemonium, and it's literally the exact same ride. Batman at Fiesta Texas and Joker at Over Texas is basically the same ride system, just with different themes. Six Flags Over Texas does have one unique thing, an indoor roller coaster in the dark, which was super fun. But both parks have log rides, so if you love getting soaked, you're covered either way. There are some other unique rides, and it's still fun to try them all, so I'm not saying don't visit both parks, but they are pretty similar. So let's talk about the park layout. Fiesta Texas is laid out in a nice clean loop. You can just walk the circle and hit pretty much everything. Six Flags Over Texas is more choose your own adventure, lots of winding paths, multiple ways to get to the same place. It is easy to get turned around. It is also a loop. I just found that there was a lot of winding trails through it that was easy to get lost. So for scenery, Fiesta Texas wins this one hands down. It's built inside a quarry, so the views are gorgeous. Whereas Six Flags Over Texas is surrounded by highways. It's not exactly scenic. So for shows, Fiesta Texas has several shows. We didn't stop to watch any, but if you are a show person, that park might be the better pick. So let's talk about food. Food variety at both parks is decent, but let's be honest, theme park food is not good enough to justify the prices. Slice of pizza, one slice of pizza with 2 breadsticks, $15. Burger and fries, also $15. Everything is right in that $14 to $16 range. The food is not good enough to justify the price, but they can charge whatever they want because they have a captive audience. On the trip that we just took visiting Six Flags Over Texas and Frontier City, if we had paid out of pocket lunch and dinner for the 3 days plus lunch on the drive home, probably would have been around $210. But we have the all-season dining pass. It is $100 per person, and we each got one. And I covered the cost using credit card rewards, so I didn't have to pay for it. And now all of our meals for the entire year at all Six Flags parks are already paid for. Plus, we go to Schlitterbahn at least once a week, so now we just stay for lunch and dinner and 0 extra cost. So the overall verdict, Fiesta Texas versus Over Texas. They're basically the same. We didn't really enjoy one more than the other. They both scratched the same itch. Now let's talk about Frontier City. Totally different experience. Frontier City in Oklahoma is a whole different vibe from the Texas parks. The rides, much smaller overall. They have fewer rides and they're not as flashy. They also were very old. But they do have Diamondback, which is probably the biggest thrill there. And they have a good mix of coasters. They've got a wooden coaster, a steel coaster with a loop, the Diamondback, a tame steel coaster, 2 water rides, a log ride, and a river ride. Lots of rides for younger kids. Honestly, this park is perfect for families with younger kids or people who don't want the huge, intense roller coasters. Regarding shows, they do have shows, but the main one, the Wild West show, was canceled the day that we went due to technical issues, so we didn't get to see that one. We did catch a magic show. It was short, simple, but it was fun. And food, pretty much the same as the other parks. Nothing special, same pricing, which for us was nothing because we used our dining pass that I paid for with credit card points. Crowds. Now this was the best part. It was not crowded at all. Now granted, we went on a Thursday at the beginning of the summer, but we walked onto almost every single ride. The longest wait was maybe 15 minutes. And we rode several of them back to back. Sometimes we didn't even have to get off the ride. So time needed, you can stay all day. We did, but you really don't need to. You can do the whole park in just a few hours. Would we go back? Probably not. It was fun, but it's not a park that we would make a special trip to visit again. So that's our breakdown of all three parks. If you're choosing between Fiesta Texas and Six Flags Over Texas, honestly, just go to whichever one is closer. They're super similar. Frontier City is cute and great for younger kids, but not a must visit for thrill seekers. If you enjoyed this comparison, or if you want more travel on a budget content, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which park you think is the best. See you in the next adventure.